Well, look here. Fox News, Harris and Feinstein fume. Well, you're not the president, lady. After White House renominates 2 conservative California judges because they gave him one, but 2 libtards on. Trump just reversed that. So he's fighting hard, but he's fighting major mutiny. Well,
you may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised. Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Modern world. Who? Europeans. Built the modern world. We invented science and industry. We invented science and industry, and you want to tell us to stop because, oh my God, we're so bad. We built the modern world. We built the modern world. Europeans. Built the modern world. We invented science and industry. We invented science and industry, and you want to tell us to stop because, oh my God, we're so bad. We invented the modern world.
I feel you. You're so dumb.
We invented the modern world.
You fucking degenerate.
We saved billions of people from starvation.
Are you joking?
We built modern civilization. White people are the best thing that ever happened to the world.
Whoa.
We are so amazing, and I love myself, and I love white people.
Say that one more
Fuck
time.
yeah, white people.
Say it right here.
Fuck yeah, white men. We're white men. We did everything. Look, I don't hate other people. I just love my white men. I just love white men.
Oh, God.
Some good news before Paul Joseph Watson takes over. I was going to cover this today. It was in my stack that Trump's chief counsel, boy, he's being killed by these establishment lawyers. He had nominated 3 conservatives, the Ninth Circuit. That's the circuit that bans the American flag and says the country's evil and all the rest of it, and we should bring in unvetted jihadis with no real passport. So his chief counsel had made a deal, it turned out. White House working behind Trump's back to appoint leftist the Ninth Circuit. Jamie White wrote about that yesterday. Well, look here. Fox News, Harris and Feinstein fume. Well, you're not the president, lady. After White House renominates 2 conservative California judges because they gave him one, but 2 libtards on. Trump just reversed that. So he's fighting hard, but he's fighting major mutiny. So we've got a good constitutional lawyer, Robert Barnes of @Barnes_law at Twitter. What do you make of that?
That's a very good decision of the president to reverse course, because the people that would have been nominated by Harris and Feinstein would have been established.
Well, as soon as he knew, he reversed it.
Exactly, and thank God. So the sad thing is, I think he has very few true ideological allies in the entire White House apparatus.
Well, say it. They all get threatened. They're a bunch of wimps.
Exactly. They're people who don't share his agenda. They're people who don't share his mindset. They're people who will capitulate at a given moment at any time. They don't share the same backbone that he has. And the effect of that is that they constantly put him at political risk.
He's a general without an army.
Exactly. He's a general without any army or without any other generals. So he's trying to do things, or he's doing things with colonels that are actually undermining him on a daily basis. Imagine trying to run a battle that way.
So he's George Washington with 50 Benedict Arnolds.
Exactly. So and that's the effect of it. And they're pretending that they're not Benedict Arnolds while they're designing and developing strategy. And the net effect of it is that it puts his political agenda at risk. It puts the independent populist agenda at risk. It puts the humanitarian reestablishment of democratic rights at risk.
And they think, these modern men think double dealing is smart. But no, double dealing, it's one thing if you're working for a great plan, have a backup with somebody you think is almost as good. But when you're dealing with pure evil and something good, that's called being an idiot loser, morons.
Precisely. There are people who've grown up in such a protective environment. They grew up in they're almost all upper middle class, upper income backgrounds.
Total white shoe.
Exactly. They have no clue about the real world. They've never had a real job. They've never taken a real risk. They not only have they not done a real risk in sort of the military or the police in their real lives or in their business, but they haven't taken a real risk in politics. And the effect of it is if the president went back and President Trump went back to appointing and putting into power people like himself, he would be able to implement more of his agenda than have this constant sabotage.
And again, notice the whole establishment's move is about keeping us from risk, rites of passages. As bad as they are, it's like Nietzsche said, that which doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Every risk I took brought me to a new level. It's literally like magic.
Exactly. The sort of safe space ideology has led to a safe space idolatry. So you have these, I mean, they don't let their kids go out and play or publicly associate with other people. They're always in their own little environment from the time that they're 3 until the time that they're 30. And the net effect of it is you get...
They're delusional.
Absolutely. There are people who are terrible. Like if you looked at the list of those people and you said, if a black swan event happened tomorrow that was totally unanticipated, who would we trust to be in a position of leadership outside of the president? None of them. They're people that are the last people on the list you would want to be in that position.
They'd all run into committees while the zombie apocalypse happened.
Precisely. I mean, there are people who are just not skilled. You wouldn't trust them on the battlefield. You definitely don't trust them in the strategy room. And they're undermining the president on a constant, continuous basis. And thankfully, the president's paying enough attention to people like yourself to take independent action when necessary.
Well, people, you can attack the president and suddenly you get promoted everywhere on Twitter and Facebook. And I'm not bashing Ann Coulter for that, but give me a break. The minute I halfway bash him, suddenly the censorship's over. So what is it they hate about Trump so much in closing?
Trump is basically recreating ordinary everyday people's power over our own government, reinstating little d democracy over our military, over our law enforcement, over our political hierarchy, reinstating humanitarian goals, the universality of Americanism, the universality of humanitarianism. And that's what makes them terrified. He's independent, he thinks independent, he acts independent, and they can't afford that to happen.
And in those meetings, he's like, what's the best deal for America?
Exactly. That's all he cares about.
And they're like, sure, we have the power, we sell it off. And he's like, no, you don't. And they go, no, you're mentally ill. We sell it. And he's like, no. So they go, oh, yes, you're right, sir. And they run to these meetings and sit around with a bunch of traitors, a bunch of nobodies that never did anything, and decided to sell humanity out. You know, I worship the natural order that God gave us. It's true. I'm a total cult member. I'm a cult leader for Jesus Christ. Not the fake Jesus Christ you hear about in the fake churches, but the one that loves everybody and wants to have a future together. And I've seen beyond the veil. I know where we're going. I know what's going to happen. Paul Watson's about to take over. But let me just briefly throw out here, because I don't do it enough. I'm our biggest problem. I plug like once an hour. Other talk show hosts plug every segment. And I have millions of dollars of legal bills a year. I'm not bitching. I chose the fight. But this is the fight. This isn't just a side fight. Or there's all these thousands of flavors of news and information. And everybody claims they're under attack. Everybody claims they've got the zeitgeist. I'm not on a power trip having the zeitgeist. I'm going to bed every night at like 10 o'clock, literally, for whatever reason, I think better, on my knees in the room before I go to bed going, God, tonight when I'm asleep, tell me what to do. This is a big responsibility. I didn't know this would all happen. And I'm given all this power, that I really want to do a good job because this is confusing. And God just says, just keep taking action. You're not going to figure out my plan. But at the final equation, at this temporal level, I need money. And you look at BuzzFeed with $300 million a year they make, $100 million they lose. They don't have half the footprint we have. The media's like, Jones admits he made $40 million a year last year. I'm a free market guy. I'm not against money if you earn it. Create a better widget, a better toothpaste, but no, it's $40 million a year, half of its product cost, then the employees, the bandwidth, all the cost. We are this year, in the first month, I talked to accountants this morning, we've lost $1.5 million because I haven't cut new ads and haven't created new hysteria about products. It's my fault. So at that rate, we'll be bankrupt in 6 months. So the enemy, that might excite them. People say, don't do that. I'm not Machiavelli. I'm going to tell you where the cards are. I can show you the text from the accountant right here if you want, at 7 a.m. before I met with him at 9 a.m. The point is, we've got fluoride-free colloidal silver iodine fortified toothpaste you need. We've got the best products out there, whether it's colloidal silver or whether it's turmeric or whether it's high-quality, healthy energy drinks or whether it's Brain Force, whatever it is. I set out to say what is the best. Plus, they're going to test everything we do and demonize it. And we have it. So, InfoWarsLife.com, InfoWarsStore.com. Supermel Vitality, Superfuel Vitality, or cold-pressed herbs. I've had so much trouble getting it that I told the people, they're one of the top companies in the nation, I'm sick of only getting it once a year and not having it for 6 months. We're done with it. So it's the last run of it. Not because it doesn't sell, but because it's too hard to get. Despite that, it's 50% off. That sale ends in a couple days. The point is, whether it's water filtration, air filtration, non-GMO heirloom seeds, books, videos, whatever it is, InfoWarsStore.com. We find great products. We lower the price, in many cases lower than Amazon, and then you get people that are on a kamikaze mission against the globalist. Paul Watson is about to take over. The big press conference and more with Roger Stone is posted at Infowars.com, NewsWars.com, TrudgeReport.com. Still linked to that live feed. They've got another event, I'm told, in the street that's about to happen in the next 30 minutes. So I'm glad Drudge is still linked to that. But Robert Barnes, I'm not just kissing your ass. Because I've had the former technical head of the NSA on who knows all about secret interdimensional breakthrough equations that he just told me at dinner, well, if you don't understand it, I can't tell you, it's classified. I've had everybody on. But you and your general knowledge of real politics is impressive. So in closing, before Paul Watson takes over, I just wanted you about the general state of the world, where humanity is, to make some final comments.
Well, basically, it's organizations like this and the people that support, and it's about the audience, being able to continually to access independent information, independent resources, that the net effect of that is to be able to create an opportunity for ordinary people to keep the democratic, little d democratic experiment alive. The little d democratic experiment in our legal system, our political system, and in our social system, to have independence of thought, independence of ideas.
That's it. We're totally abandoning what made us the greatest country on earth.
Exactly. We got to return to those roots and reinstate those roots and make them stronger and more powerful
and then
than
Trump's
ever.
trying to reboot it, and he's the bad guy.
Precisely. That's how the whole system is oppressing it, and they want to quash it for good. They want the democracy, little d democracy, to be dead. They want free speech to be dead. So it's about making speech free again. It's about not only about that, in order to make America great again. And it's in order to reinstate the original roots and the original principles of our little d democratic experiment, so humanitarianism and individualism can be respected all across the world.
What is the unified corporatist instinct to extinguish what creates all the innovation? I guess it's just a point of contact greediness. I mean, what is that instinct?
They don't trust individualism. They don't trust independence. They don't trust
because it threatens their
originalism.
dominance. I mean,
Absolutely.
as a leader, I want to see men and women that rise up, that become greater than me. I want to not worship them in a big W sense, but a little W sense. I mean, I want to see them. It's like they say in Full Metal Jacket, our drill sergeants were very, very pleased to see that we'd swollen beyond their control and were more powerful than they'd ever been. I mean, I want to see that. Don't they get leadership?
And they don't, because they see independence as individuality and is leading to humanitarianism, and that undermines a collectivist, corporatist approach that sees human beings as nothing more than chattel and cattle.
Which, don't the elite know they turn themselves into that by that process?
They should, but their mindset is so distorted and so contorted that they're unable to connect to the ordinary vision, and they see any independent act, any individualistic act, any humanitarian act as threatening their power, and they're so obsessed with their power perniciously and parochially that they cannot see the universalism of humanitarianism and its appeal, ultimately for their own self-benefit.
So what is the paradox? Like, cancer doesn't know it's cancer. If it had a consciousness, it would think it was winning, taking over the body. So it's the same thing conversely. They think they're taking over. That means they're the elite. No, they're breaking all the fundamental strictures of the healthy system. They are cancer. So what do? We recognize it, we cut it out, or we die.
That's exactly right. They have a cancerous mindset that attempts to infiltrate and to spread the virus through everybody. And the only way to resist it is through acts of humanitarianism, individualism, and to create organizations like InfoWars, a community that surrounds it, to be able to enable independence of thought, independence of mind, to raise the questions that need to be asked.
And they know we're willing to be burned at the stake, so they can't stop us. They want to stop people having access.
Exactly. It's all about controlling the audience, having the audience be too afraid to support, have the audience be too afraid to participate, have the audience be too afraid to help keep this alive, so that they, the audience, can continue to make up their own minds about their own ideas and express themselves, because that's ultimately the goal, is to control what the audience thinks, to shame and censor them, not so much to shame and censor you, to shame and censor them, so that they don't have access to the independence of thought and the independence of ideas that challenge and question the established wisdom from the establishment press.
Robert Barnes, we're going to go to break, and Paul's taking over from London. Always doing an amazing job, Paul Watson. But take Paul. I'll talk about Paul. He didn't want to be on air. He didn't want to be a personality. He was doing a great job doing his own writing. I hired him 18 years ago. And then I got him on air, and now he's done a great job. And I see that potential in everybody. And I don't think people realize just how big the stakes are and just how powerful they are if they take action.
Absolutely. The state and the system does. The state and the system knows how easy and effective it can be for just a small group of people to change the world, because every revolution and evolution that's ever happened in human history has been the product of often just a small group of people willing to stand up and be that iconoclastic presence. So people like Paul Watson, who are independent of thought, who exemplify the old British tradition of great independence of thought, independence of ideas, and independence of expression, are necessary, critical, and essential to the ability to to challenge conventional wisdom, to challenge establishment thought.
So it's the ghost of Renaissance that we're conjuring. And
Precisely.
everyone has to understand that's what the enemy fears.
Exactly. They want to suppress and repress the Renaissance. They see the Renaissance as one of the great mistakes of human history. They see the Catholic mindset of the old Catholic Church, not the new Catholic Church, but the old Inquisition-era church as the model they wish to replicate. That's why they operate with the same mindset towards anybody that's engaged in heretical thought. That's why they care more about thought control than they do about freedom of speech or freedom of ideas or freedom of expression. For them, all of those things are a threat because they like the old institutional power that the old inquisitional state had under the religious orthodoxy of the corrupted old Catholic Church.
But we will win. You can feel it, you can know it, you can smell it. Paul Watson on the other side of this quick break takes over. I'm Alex Jones. Robert Barnes at Twitter at Barnes_law or BarnesLawLLP.com. Infowars.com. NewsWars.com. Tomorrow's news today. Ladies and gentlemen, the new year is here. And I personally, in the new year, am looking at all the great supplements and products at InfoWarsLife.com and saying, what do I need to take religiously that I'm forgetting to take, that lowers inflammation, that empowers all the cells in the body, that makes me healthier, better stamina, libido, energy? And it's these three babies. It's Body's Ultimate Turmeric Formula with 95% curcuminoid. Nobody else can top that. Top of the line in the nation. It's X3 that has all three of the good types of iodine together, including the deep earth crystal iodine. Because some people can't absorb that type, we put a little bit of the other two types and a tiny bit of vitamin C to stabilize it. And then Super Male and Super Female Vitality. Super Male Vitality's been our overall most successful product, neck and neck with Brain Force Plus. But because it's wildcrafted and a proprietary process, we weren't able to get it for long periods of time. And so I made the decision just to discontinue it and try to reformulate. But it's been very, very hard to do. So we're not discontinuing it because it's crap. We're discontinuing it because we can't get it. It may come back in the future, but right now we're just not able to bring it. It's our last run of it. Proprietary, amazing. It's at InfoWarsLife.com. InfoWarsStore.com is the umbrella site. Or call toll-free 888-253-3139. Body's Turmeric Formula. And it's supercharged with other key ingredients that supercharge it, bring it to the next level. And then, of course, it's the X3. It's our final run of X2. We've secured the deep earth iodine, but I thought to make a better one with all three types and the vitamin C. So get your X2, get your X3, all at InfoWarsStore.com or 888-253-3139. And again, have a great New Year as we fight the globalist and restore the republic and freedom to the planet. Thank you all.
All right, here we go. Thanks, bro, for being a voice in our crazy times. Anytime. It's an exciting time. We're going to win. Big Bear, can I make some highlight videos of your stuff and upload them and spread the word? The same way they do for Joe Rogan videos. Huge fan, love your vids. Keep on fighting the good fight. Please do that. Do you know how many people we're not reaching because I go so long? Tons of people are like, Big Bear, I love your videos. Make them 15 minutes, not 3 hours. And I'm like, well, I try to. And then I start talking about, mind control. And then I start playing Pink Floyd. And then I start trying to make the fire brighter. And then before you know it, I'm 3 hours deep. And everyone's went to bed.
tolerance, it's okay to smirk. Please click the big red button to subscribe. It really helps me when you do that. And click the bell to allow notifications so you never miss a new video.
Modern world. Who? Europeans. Built the modern world. We invented science and industry. We invented science and industry, and you want to tell us to stop because, oh my God, we're so bad. We built the modern world. We built the modern world. Europeans. Built the modern world. We invented science and industry. We invented science and industry, and you want to tell us to stop because, oh my God, we're so bad. We invented the modern world.
I feel you. You're so dumb.
We invented the modern world. You fucking degenerate. We saved billions of people from starvation.
Are you joking?
We built modern civilization. White people are the best thing that ever happened to the world. We are so amazing, and I love myself, and I love white people.
Say that one more time.
Fuck yeah, white people.
Say it right here.
Fuck yeah, white men. We're white men. We did everything. Look, I don't hate other people. I just love white people. I just love white men. I just love white men. Oh, God. I don't hate other people. I just love white men. I just love white men. Oh, God.